Showtime.
Yo, Tori Seward here with my homegirl Holly Griffin.
What?
Another month episode of Logic and Laughs. Yo, it's the last day of Black History Month, but not the last day of Black History. You better study, motherfuckers. And as you know, we always here with my homeboy, Country, Eat Fudge. You know what it is.
In the building, baby.
Also, the homie Mike Terry in the building.
Yeah.
Semi
We out here.
Speak. Visionary Speaks is in the building as well. We got our recurring guest, our homegirl Erica Switzer in the building.
Hey.
Yeah.
Can't be
got,
doing that,
we
man.
gotta have it with the most luxurious of peoples, my homegirl Nicole Spain.
Booty Bantan. Little Ray.
No, so we got the homie in here, my man Mr. Jackson representing.
Green for Thin Mints.
Yeah. And last but not least, the luxurious, beautiful, and wonderful, my homegirl, Donna Lloyd.
You gonna say that, Donna?
Yeah.
That's a diva
I have
move.
to say something too? All right.
That's a diva move. Like,
Like, we got you. Oh man. So I think we should set it off with I got a fun little topic. So I was reading on Fox News that 38% of Americans say they would give up sex for a year to go on a trip immediately.
I'm doing that now.
Trip where?
Yeah, trip where?
Just general.
A trip
Just
where
anywhere.
would
Just a trip?
matter.
Just
Anywhere?
go somewhere.
Where would matter?
No, where don't matter. I'm good on that.
Like a
too.
trip to Compton,
I ain't been
man.
getting sick anyway.
A trip to Compton. At midnight. 40
I'm
hours.
not in that 38. I'm not in that 38%.
What about you, Donna? Where you stand on that 38? You in the 38?
So I got to give it up for a whole year to go on a trip.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're asking me?
Yep. I guess your
But
dream
it
trip.
does matter. It really would matter where. Dream trip. But how long is the trip? Is the trip a year or it's only 2 weeks?
Okay.
Normal trip, I say 2 weeks probably. Your normal vacation time,
Because,
about 2 weeks.
A year versus 2 weeks, I could, have sex for a year and save up to go away on a dream vacation for 2 weeks rather than give all that up. So I'd say no. I wouldn't do that. No.
Wait, are we talking COVID free? Like or just going anywhere?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Or is it just COVID free? Like just taking a trip anywhere just because?
Just
That's a
taking a
good
trip
question.
anywhere right now, just because people just feeling locked down with the quarantine and they can't go nowhere. And vacation season and stuff.
They go vacation somewhere else where they got a quarantine.
see, women, we want details.
You know what's fucked up?
Like,
Like I hate that when I start to really feel like my age and shit, because I started asking questions that my 20-year-old self wouldn't ask. Like, so am I using my annual leave or like they give me time off for this? Like, is my job safe if I go?
Your job is
When
safe.
do I have to leave? Who gonna watch my dog?
so we get a
Who gonna watch my dog? Somebody at Fox News is
Follow
whoever just
questions.
pull up is gonna watch it. So I'm assuming
I studied
you
a full.
Who gonna watch my dogs?
I need these answers, bro.
I don't have them, but I'm gonna get them.
I still take the trip regardless. I still take the trip.
I'm down.
So you would give up sex for a year to go on a trip
Oh,
right now.
absolutely. I give up sex right now for more PPE.
Mm-hmm.
Nicole,
For what?
does that mean she feels the same way?
I'll go. Yep. I'm not getting no dick now anyway.
It's gonna be me and Nicole. Me and Nicole on the beach.
My little pussy just
The
tight.
irony would be that you would go on that vacation and meet the man of your dreams, and then you'd have to wait a whole year to be with him.
EJ,
right?
some EJ.
I love to travel.
What you say? What you just said?
Yo, I'm just looking at because we got the computer, so I don't know who else can see everybody's face. But I don't know. Not everybody caught what Nicole said.
I did.
It's up to Nicole to repeat it.
did.
And you see how
But
I
I damn
executed?
sure caught
And
that.
you see how I executed? I changed the subject. I sure did.
She act like she didn't even say that, but Mr. Jackson face said,
So we gotta ask one of the fellas now.
You
What
must be
about
a
you, Mike
Virgo.
Terry?
He caught that. Virgos catch
Oh
everything.
man.
You in that 38%, brother?
Who me?
No, Mike Terry. You in that
Oh, Mike.
38%? Oh,
Hell no.
Oh, a whole year. I not to go too far into it. I think I'd be all right without it. I can't be calling that.
Mike said, I got this
I
last
can't
night.
just
I
go
don't
there.
give a fuck.
He like, fuck these hoes.
It's the details. It's giving up sex. It's not saying giving up jacking off. I'm
Nah, that's in the same category.
oh, no.
Oh, you
So-
gotta give up both?
So
Right.
no self-sex?
Nah.
No, I'm
That
saying
wasn't in
that's
there.
not part
Nah,
of it.
No,
that
they
ain't-
can't
ain't
include
in there.
that.
Nah, they can't include that. Hell no. Because then
That'll
I'm
mess
out.
up half the vacation.
Right?
Gotta include
Be a
that.
virgin by then.
You gotta include it. You have to include that.
I
Well,
was really a
well, in
virgin.
that case, I'm just gonna stay here then. I need to keep my sanity.
Just open that. Right?
Yeah, that kind of
Just
changes
masturbation.
things.
Yeah, man. You
Just
do
open-
change things, don't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be walking
There's a-
around angry and frustrated and veins
What?
coming up the neck.
What?
Listen, it is technically illegal and not allowed to masturbate in prison, but I guarantee you, I ain't never been in no state
Serious?
facility, but I've been in some counties, and they don't
Right.
say shit
It's
because they know
illegal.
you better let these motherfuckers get some release.
You
They fuck
damn
around
right.
and punch through
It's
a bar.
illegal.
So they killed each other and shit. Damn.
Yeah,
Damn.
technically you ain't supposed to be masturbating in
What
prison.
they gonna do? Bring you
I
up
didn't
on
know
charges?
that. That is abusive. That's abusive.
Yeah, they just don't say nothing. You better let them get. You see how angry the Proud Boys get because they don't jerk
Hell
off.
yeah.
You don't need that. You don't
Yeah.
want a prison full of Incredible Hulks. Niggas that just punch right through the wall. I'm out.
So like that's the line.
No,
You let
you
these
didn't.
niggas have full internet, social media, cable, and you can't jack off. That's the line. Like
That's life.
ridiculous.
Listen, you got to be respectable and not jerk off, but you better storm the Capitol. What the fuck kind
Right.
of weird
Right.
shit is that?
Yes, and all
Like,
this bullshit.
yeah, you can
Must
break
be
the law,
nice.
but you better not touch your dick. Like what? What?
That's crazy.
Must be
Thumbs
nice.
up. What about you, Erica? What where you land in the percentage?
I used to live in Asia.
So you got dick without getting it.
Hey, quarantine babes turn into quarantine baby daddies. Let me tell you. My whole thing these days, because I used to live in Asia, I might as well just go ahead and smoke a blunt, play some reggae, and lay on my back and have.
Come on now.
You know, that's it. My trips is good.
I agree. I get it. I love to travel and I'm adaptive. I'll be all right.
No doubt, I can respect it.
I just want somebody else to cook my meals. I want to have a drink that somebody else made.
Facts.
I haven't had a drink that a bartender made in a minute.
Yo, this
Ooh, that's
weekend
what
was the
I'm
first
saying.
time I
That's
ate
what
black
I'm
food that I
saying.
didn't make in a minute.
Oh yeah.
You got a lot of white friends, bro.
And somehow I'm still black. It's weird.
The white person sitting next to him, like cardboard by her.
I have taken a lot of black points from you this year, Tori. I'm like, it's true, Holly. You have.
My credit score is still struggling. These motherfuckers did not help.
No, we have
All
so
right,
many.
Fudge, what about you, brother? Where you
Who?
fall on the spectrum, yeah. You
Hey,
giving
man,
it up
listen
or
here.
you going on vacation?
Listen here, man. I gave her sex for 10 years for attempted murder. So shit, what you think
Oh,
I'm gonna
shit.
do?
There you go.
Real shit. Damn.
That's a long
I can
time.
respect it.
I respect you.
Hey, I'm good. I'm good.
He could
I
do a
can
year
respect it.
standing on his head.
Right? I do it. Year ain't shit.
Man. They
What
had
about
me in
you,
a
Jackson?
holding cell. They had me in a holding cell
I'm
for 3 hours. That's like 3
gonna be
years.
here. I'm not traveling.
So
I'm not
love
traveling.
you. Respect. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. I respect you. Cause I was in jail, a holding cell for 3 hours, and that shit for like 30 months.
She kept thinking about what you got to do and what you needed to do.
What season is it outside?
I respect you, country. God bless you.
3 hours.
Won't he
But
do
How
it?
did
yeah,
loss end?
but yeah, I'm not traveling, brother.
Oh man, no, I feel you.
Said no.
Nah,
Holly,
I ain't traveling.
It's me.
Damn.
It's my turn. I don't think there's a single person in this room that doesn't know my answer.
I don't.
I don't.
It's been a while since I've gone a month without having sex, so I don't think I could go a year.
Right.
If I'm being
Holly's a freak. Holly's a freak.
I must have been the one that didn't know the answer because I was like shocked.
You ain't know I was a freak?
I didn't know you was
I
giving it
knew.
Holly Wow.
No, I did it.
Oh, I knew.
I'm out there.
She got a
I
cat on
knew
the
that
shirt.
ass.
She must be a freak. I don't know.
You got a cat on your
Mind your business.
Is that a panther? What is that, a panther?
Yeah, it's a black cat.
Okay.
Black cat.
I'm telling you.
There's a
Oh, black
pentagram
cat.
on its head.
Goodness
He
gracious.
got a
this is
what?
complex.
But yeah.
What the
also,
hell? That-
Which cat?
Oh,
a witch
I was
cat.
confused there.
A
I didn't know
witch
what the fuck that was on the forehead of that cat.
Yeah, it's demonic, EJ. Don't worry about it.
Don't look too
Yeah,
close, my nigga. Don't look
Yeah.
That look like something they put on that look like something they put on the floor and start throwing chicken bones and shit around.
Yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. But yeah, the other part of that question is that I don't really like to leave my house unless I'm going to get dick. So unless the trip itself is to go somewhere to get dick, nah.
Well, I'm
See,
gonna keep.
Tori,
Yo, Turk.
Holly just gave us the new invention. You heard what she said. She don't leave her house unless it's to go get dick. They bring food to the house with Uber. We could deliver dick to the house with
That's one of my jokes. Dicks and
EJ, that's just male prostitution.
That's called that's gigolo.
Yeah.
Literally
Gigolo.
just a
That
prostitute.
point.
You just
They exist.
with a
Deuce
cord.
Bigelow.
That's it.
I'm
We
here
could
with your
change the
bad
name.
tie
Deuce
and a
Bigelow.
side of
Change
dick.
I'm here to clean your pipes, ma'am.
Yo, that was just on Cheaters, man. Cheaters be coming on every week.
with the
And
bull
dude,
from
the dude's
That's a
wife
funny
was cheating on
show.
him. The dude's wife was cheating on him with the pizza delivery man. And
Oh shit! Pizza
and
delivery
and
man
he was
got
like,
that slick dick.
he was like, "Be careful, fellas. Be careful, fellas. If she's
Pepperoni
eating
dick.
a lot of pizza, that means she's getting a lot of pepperoni."
Oh no. Not the cheesiness. Not the cheesiness.
Where he over here stuffing bread,
cheese
motherfucker.
bread. Cheese bread.
So,
I'm
Pepperoni.
eating pizza again, bitch.
Get some dick.
How many pizzas you get?
Yeah,
God damn
right.
it! God damn it,
Okay,
Glory!
extra
I'm sick of pizza.
sausage.
Can we try Chinese? Like, Jesus.
I'm gonna fuck him too. She's like, I'll fuck him too. Shit.
How y'all know they was white?
Yeah.
That's what I'm tripping off of.
Cause black people don't do no shit like that.
Besides, the
all-
pizza
first
man
of
don't
all-
deliver in the black neighborhood.
Yeah,
Oh.
word. He ain't gonna- he is
Yo,
not gonna-
that's
You gotta feed
funny.
him on another block.
That's funny.
Feed him in
That's-
your
you get that little error on your
People
phone.
That's
be
funny.
they be suspicious. They be like, leave it on the porch.
Yeah.
They're like, what's your
You
You
what?
go to order it, and this pop-up comes up and says, "We don't deliver to your
Yup.
neighborhood."
They're like, what's your address again?
You gotta
Hear him
do
in the
some Home
background.
Alone shit.
I got
What's
hit
your
with
address
there's
again?
no delivery drivers in your area. I'm like, sure there is.
Right.
Sure, there's not.
That's
Home
messed
Alone
up,
type
man.
shit.
Getting robbed at gunpoint for a pizza. Like, here, take it. Like, dang, you that hungry? Here, man.
That's
Why you give up the pizza? Because it's a pizza. I ain't about to die
I
for a
wouldn't
pizza.
give you a piece for free, bro.
Damn, you hungry. Give it up. Here.
if you ask
Starve.
me,
Yo. Oh, man.
I'm damn sure not in the 38%. I can't give it up. Besides, I
I think you was traveling.
I
I think you was traveling, brother.
Nah, I'm good on that shit. I've been plenty of places. I don't
No, that's crazy.
We already know you got the bald head and the glasses looking like Tyrese. We know you a fucking freak. You ain't going nowhere.
you know it. 'Cause I gotta eat on the box. I ain't playing. Fuck that shit. No way. No way. I'm not giving that shit.
Oh shit.
Now here's yo, this shit is crazy for me too, actually, because like I was thinking of I was watching some TV and shit, and I ended up seeing a commercial for fucking Indiana Jones joint, and it showed the scene with Indiana Jones where he had to fight that big ass Indian dude. And the dude did all that shit with the sword, and then Indiana Jones just pulled out the fucking gun and shot him.
Yeah.
No, he like just created that, like just kind of winged that scene. Like he was actually supposed to have a big fight scene with the movie. Like the run times and the shit are a little bit different. He was actually supposed to fight that dude, but he didn't. I learned that from VH1 pop-up video. It made me think of a fun topic. Like, yo, I miss VH1 pop-up videos. Like I miss shit from back in the day. So I'm just curious as to what maybe something that y'all miss from back in the days before life was real, before you had the videos. Like what do you miss from back then?
Okay.
I miss Yo MTV Raps.
Wait, say the question again. I'm sorry.
What do you miss from from not necessarily just your childhood, but from when you had to start actually paying bills? Like what do you miss from back then?
That's too old.
Oh wait,
that's what I'm thinking.
Let's go back.
Before we had to pay bills?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said from after you had to start paying bills. So before.
Yeah, before you had to start paying bills. You know, when you know, $7.50 an hour, you was like, nigga, I'm out here with it.
Right.
It's
I
not.
was looking at apartments and junk like, yeah, I got it. It's not even a problem.
Is that a BMW right there?
Are we talking about TV shows or are we talking about
just anything in general?
Yeah,
like I miss VH1 pop-up videos. I miss that shit.
Pop-up video.
Along the lines of Tori already knows what I'm about to say. I miss being a teenager and staying up late for real sex on HBO.
Yes.
Before knowing that all this shit was gonna be overrated. I'm talking about the sheer joy you get as a 16-year-old being like, damn, I didn't know you could do that with your body. You know, you see some dudes doing like some dudes from Australia or some shit doing the puppetry of the penis, turning their dick inside out every which way, making it look like a toy dog balloon and shit. That was. And
I think real sex fucked it up for me because I had unrealistic expectations for sex and it just never reached it. Ever. That fucked me up. It fucked me up because I was like, they doing that? Oh my God, it's gonna be great. And then it was like, it's not that.
It's all right. You know?
It's all right.
Get that behind the scenes shit right there.
Oh shit.
Like, this kind of a free fall. You know what I'm saying? Anybody want to chime in on this?
I miss hanging out outside with my friends for like hours. Because right now, if I see adults doing that, like 3 or 4 of them standing in a circle just outside, I assume there are drugs involved.
It's a proper assumption.
Hanging out outside with no worries in the world unless they're doing crack. And that's I know that might be a little judgy, but I feel like, you know, being a kid and just being outside with your friends, like I would play basketball for like 4 or 5 hours. So it got dark outside, and then I was like, all right, I literally have to go inside.
Yeah.
So I miss that shit. That was like the epitome of like carefree for me in my childhood. It was like you genuinely had nowhere to be and nothing to do.
Yeah. And no responsibilities like that. That's the shit I miss. You really are free and you feel so caged at that moment. Because you, as a kid, you don't want to hear from older people like, you better cherish it now. You better take advantage of being young. You like, no, bitch, I want to drive. Like,
I need to get out this fucking house.
Get out of here. You keep telling me what to do. You know, I'm I'm 13 now. I'm a teenager, but no, like I wish I would have like really. I miss imagination. That's what I miss. I could spend hours playing with dolls, and they all had a life. Like they had lifestyles. I used to imagine that my shoebox was a car. I used to drive them niggas around in my shoebox. Like just having good fun, making mud pies in the backyard, riding up and down the street on my bike. Just carefree fun. The imagination, like I can't even sit somewhere for a long period of time and quiet and like anymore. I wish I could do that shit. I wish I could pick up a doll right now and just go play. Hey.
Too much trauma in my fucking life. I need noise. I can't even be in a house without something sort of sound, like, because then I start hearing my own brain. I'm like, nope, not listening to you, nigga.
Who let you in here?
Like, nope.
I also miss Saturday morning cartoons.
Yo, wasn't it the
best
have them on Decades Channel now.
I don't know if I want to rewatch them. I don't think I'll have the same feel as I did.
Funny, all of that.
I'm doing it now.
You don't.
I'm watching the
Gargoyle. You don't have the same feeling. I found G.I. Joe's on YouTube. I was like, I used to watch this shit.
Yo,
it's dumb.
Dumbass messages at the end, right? Like, don't do drugs.
That's the Force message.
All these lasers, how nobody ain't getting hit? How many clips y'all going through? Like, yo,
bro.
Right. I be thinking like, damn, the stormtroopers just keep shooting. Nobody ever get hit.
Okay, first of all, as a nerd, I need to correct that. G.I. Joe ain't had no stormtroopers.
No, I'm talking about other shows, but it's like that with all the shows. Power Rangers.
Think about the 18.
The worst.
They would blow like 2,000 rounds an episode, and nobody even got shot.
Nobody got hit.
Not even shot. Like, let alone died.
They even get grazed.
These are humane rounds.
I miss playing video games all day. My favorite video games was Twisted Metal and Metal Gear.
Yo,
I remember those two.
Metal Gear. Yeah.
Oh, you just gained 3,500 cool points, guys.
And I'm too old to play video. I don't even know how to connect the fucking video player game up. I don't even know how to connect all the shit. And
yeah, it's too much now.
People, I miss that, and I miss
these two old ass people talking about something. It's too much to connect it. It's two fucking wires. It was more wires to connect your fucking Nintendo
Back
than
in the day, it was harder.
You can connect the HM.
Nah, it's the other stuff.
It's a power plug and HDMI cord.
Nah, but it's all the other stuff.
The simple shit. I still can't.
I didn't really play games as a kid. I used to be on the Sims though.
Yeah,
I still play the shit out of the Sims.
I used to love that. No, I can't do it now because I have real life.
Right.
Life is my Sims.
Yeah.
But I used to love the Sims and the mansion, that they had with the little emoji people. Before emojis. What were those things called that you could make your whole little body?
Avatar?
It was like Avatar. And we used to go to this thing called the mansion, and you just be talking to people, probably pedophiles, but you just be talking shit to people all night, just in there in your avatar, walking around talking to different people. And you like, oh, he cute. It's like, bitch, that's an avatar. Like, he cool as hell.
He pixelated, but he looking all right.
I miss comedy. I know it sounds regular talk as comedians, but I miss Def Comedy Jam.
Yes.
Oh, God, yes.
My aunt would let me stay up. This 70-year-old woman would stay up with me and watch Def Comedy Jam. And what I miss with Def Comedy Jam is motherfuckers running around. The joke be so fire that everybody in the audience is running around having seizures and shit. You don't see that. So as an adult, I'm like, I miss that. I miss watching that. I even miss it as a comedian because I don't really see the audience wilding out no more.
Yeah.
Like not fucking each other up, just like so laughable, whatever.
Yeah. Like they having a moment.
Hell yeah.
I wish I was bored like I did, that I was around during those times. Because at that time, like I saw Def Comedy Jam and the After Effects. I had them on DVDs at my house. Okay. But they throw back. But it was just like I really wish that I was born in that age, where I could really live out the 90s and shit. In the 80s.
I wish that we were comedians back then too.
Yes.
I hate thinking about that.
Some throwback.
Oh, that was the life.
I don't find that type of comedy no more. No more. It's feeling that shit, like, because everything was original. Now the jokes that everybody talking about then, we on it now. So it's like it's funny, but it's not original. Man, that shit is thorough.
But there's some shit that just don't last the test of time. Like I like one of the first black shows I went to, like everybody was bigging up this dude who came up upstate from the city. They like, yo, this motherfucker's a BC from the city. I'm like, oh, okay, like, yeah, let's see what it is. And he came up and this thing is doing, I swear to God, I thought I went back in time. I ain't gonna say his name, but I thought I went back in time. This nigga was telling, he was like, you ever see when white women fall in a scary movie? I'm like, nigga, this nigga got a flux capacitor? Like, what the fuck? Like,
black people should be acting like
yeah, I'm like, oh
that
my
type of comedy.
God, bro.
Black people are like this, and white people are like this.
Yep.
And nobody didn't really get offended back then. You know, now we in an ultra sensitive society. You can't talk about nobody. Like
everybody offended.
I just want to say that I missed the entire decade of the 80s. Everything about it, from the music, the comedy, the clubs, the drugs, the weed, the coke, the
weed.
Comedy. I mean, back then, it was like Sensimilia was a new thing, and it was just like the entire decade of the 80s just had everything that you needed as far as comedy was up and coming, and music was changing, and Yo MTV Raps was out, and it was just like everything was sort of exploding. And I think everything from like say 79 to 91 was just golden. Anything after 9/11 is just shit.
Corny.
But the reason too, people were less like like you said, offended with certain comedy. And yes, things have been done. But the other thing too that plays into today is the internet and social media, because something that's said once in a comedy club without it going viral over and over and over doesn't have the same impact. When Michael Richards said that shit that got him canned, if that hadn't been broadcasted, that would have just stayed in that club that night, and it would have traveled by word of mouth, and then it would have been quelled, and that would have been over. But because he did that, and social media exploded it, so I really miss dial telephones too.
I never thought that I would miss that. Like,
I don't miss no buffering. What this porn now?
At the time, we was fine, impatient. I don't know. I just hate social media. I just hate what social media did. Like, it really fucked things up for a lot of things. Like, the internet's cool. And like just different platforms like that. I just wish social media wasn't a thing.
And you know what? We know it's sword for sure. We know it's beneficial. We know it's some benefits to social media, but I think that the harm outweighs the you know what I mean, the help. I like Donna saying that. I used to fuck with the Blues Brothers, dog, in the 80s. That was funny. These was funny as hell. I love them.
Blues Brothers was
those guys all came out of Chicago, Second City. John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. Those guys all came out of Second City.
Those
you know what I watched this on was that Friday. I just was scrolling through my Amazons. I watched I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
Cool. Oh, love that movie.
Posted about that. I just posted about that, man.
Oh, word?
On my Instagram,
I ain't even see it yet.
The Jerry curl scene.
Huggy Bear. When Huggy Bear comes out of prison, I almost cry for him. Like, it's so funny, but it's so sad. The Huggy Bear comes out of jail, and he still thinks it's 1970, and he's in that outfit, and people are like laughing at him, and and it's so sad. I'm like, oh.
Hey, Donna.
Go.
Hey, Donna.
A high top.
Did you ever see Donna in that scene? You ever notice Marlon Wayans and Shawn Wayans chasing him? Chasing Huggy Bear?
They're in that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, they're the ones. They laughing behind him, chasing him, pointing. You gotta watch that movie again.
I gotta watch it again. I think
And White Chicks is another one of my favorites.
That's
another one of my favorites.
I like
the Wayans were, man, they were just, I mean, that's where J-Lo got her started, right? She was one of the Fly Girls.
The Living Color.
The Living Color.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I used to be in love with CB4. I watch CB4 every day, and so I got on punishment, and my aunt told me to stop watching it.
J-Lo
I'm black and in black.
J-Lo's relationship sure did coincide
She
with her
was on
career
CB4
moves.
too.
I'll
And
say
who
that
was
much.
talking last week about Dave Chappelle, right? Who's the lady that loves Dave Chappelle? That's Visionary, right? So I
And
looked
me.
up a little.
I mean, everybody
Yeah,
should. I mean,
everybody,
what are we talking?
everybody, anybody. But I remember when he first started doing stand-up comedy on the HBO specials, and then when he came out with that role in Men in Tights. And if you haven't seen Mel Brooks' Men in Tights, he has a very small role in there, but he's super funny. And I remember my brother and I going, "Oh, we got to go see Men in Tights. Dave Chappelle is in it." Like he was already like boom, like in the early '90s.
He used to be silly as shit. He used to be silly, and I think he said comedy kind of crushed that silly part about him. Now he's just like really political, which it works.
Probably suffers from depression, like all of us.
He's
always high-pitched voice.
He's a real.
He's
dude.
always been
He's a
that
real
way.
Dude.
If you watch some of his earlier stuff, he's always embedded messages in his jokes. Always like the greatest. And this is just my personal opinion. The greatest message that he ever embedded into a set is if you watch the end. I would say the last 20 minutes of For What It's Worth. Like how old is 15 really? Watch that. Okay. That how he breaks that like. It's what he does is you can't. It's one of those arguments that you cannot argue back. When he from start to finish, when you at the end, when you realize the point that he's making, because when it first starts, you hear motherfuckers say, "How old is 15?" Really, you're like, "Oh wait, oh."
Oh, that was back when he was talking about how the black girl got kidnapped
and all of that. Yeah, yeah.
And she got out within like 3 hours, and then she was like 12, and then the other girl was like kidnapped for years or something, and
like 3 miles from her house.
3 miles from her house. This black girl was home for dinner.
That's like if I kidnapped you and took your ass to Endicott from here, and you had no idea how to. What do I do?
You know that motherfucker crazy and dead.
Nah, my favorite way. He was like, you know, hey baby, go home, baby.
I got kids to feed, nigga.
If you kidnap a black kid, you gonna throw that motherfucker back. Oh no. Black kids is smart. Hell no.
No, that shit crazy.
They ain't gonna last long.
Yo, speaking of back in the days, you ever listen to a song from back in the days and like you really like actually listen to it now because you older, you understand your vocabulary's grown and you understand shit. I was, and I do a little bit of a bit about this. I haven't done it in a while, but like this, I don't understand how this is considered a love song. The song by the Temptations, Beauty's Only Skin Deep, there's a lyric in there where these motherfuckers say a pretty face you may not possess, but all I need is your love and tenderness.
They was playing holes.
You do realize what you just said to your lady, right? You said, that your face is hit, but everything else is okay.
But I still
You ugly.
He probably got that from one of the pimps that came to his shows.
That's how they got all them ugly fans. That was a marketing tool.
I guess so. Like the song "Hello." That's a creepy ass song. It's a creepy song.
Yeah. Oh, he is creepy anyway.
Oh, the blind chick, Lionel Richie.
No,
the blind chick.
Lionel Richie is just creepy.
You heard
Paul?
Hello in the trench coat in the rain.
It was like white folks took Lionel Richie and kept him.
Lionel got a 30-year-old girlfriend now.
Shit, he got 30 kids. He got 30 biracial kids.
Girlfriend.
Lionel Richie got 30 biracial kids. I'm probably one of them. Shit.
Really? That sounds like a tabloid. But he doesn't have 30 kids, really.
I don't think. No, I'm just fucking around. See, I'm putting out negative.
Lionel slander.
It's all of Donna.
It's like that Tom Segura bit.
He loves women.
He was good.
You know what, Tori? I got 2 examples of that. So check this out. Last night I was putting my man on to some Jerry Butler. When was the last time you heard that name?
That's some juke joint. That's some juke joint shit.
You ain't heard that name since probably 1906.
Butler. Wow.
But Jerry Butler had this song out called "Only the Strong Survive."
That sounds
and basically, with the lyrics, he's saying, you know, back in the day, my mama used to tell me, boy, don't cry for no bitch for too long. That's essentially what the song was.
Yeah.
Get back
wow.
out there. She ain't worth it, baby. Go get her.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pat them pussies up. Anyway, that's what that was. But then I also realized I used to be a huge Aaliyah fan growing up.
Oh, me too.
Huge.
Hell yeah.
And
Queen.
I
It don't
was
sound the same, I'll tell you that. After the documentary.
right. But so like I was in high school by the time the song Resolution come out. And I sat back and I realized she and Timbaland were giving us sound advice for conflict resolution within relationships. Think about it. Even Timbaland's rap. Even Timbaland's rap talking about you better get it together, or else we won't be speaking, girl. Right? And then they go through the little fight. He recaps the fight in his rap. And then at the end he says, I'll call you tomorrow. Like he told us. They've been warning us. R&B music has been giving us, we don't need all this self-help stuff. You just need to listen to some 1976 Teddy Pendergrass to get your life right. You know?
Oh, I'm an old soul to the core. Like I've been on some I've been here before Tina Marie type shit for a long time.
You got.
Like, but I don't know, because one of my favorite songs, and I don't know why it's my favorite song, is If You Think You're Lonely Now.
Yeah.
Okay. Bobby Womack.
I be riding around my car to that shit, bro. That I'm like, wait until tonight, girl. Like, yes. It made me want to pack a bag. I ain't even mad. Like, I ain't even mad. I wanted to pack my bag and leave my man. Like, if you think you're lonely now,
girl, that's that Detroit.
I'm telling you, Detroit got soul.
Detroit.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
The real OGs out there, dog. Ain't nobody moving to Detroit. But
the fucking mailman just walked up to Holly's. And I'm just so curious as to what the fuck he think, because the window's open, he could see us clear as day.
So we have a huge window in front of us.
We have a guest.
And so Tori and I are facing the window to get the light from it. And the mailman comes up the driveway. He can see us sitting here staring at the window. And then he has to walk like a foot in front of the window by us to get to the mailbox.
And I don't think because of the angle he could see the laptop.
Yeah.
So he just sees us fucking.
Y'all need to just let the mailman be a part of the show. He's a special guest.
That motherfucker be the guest. That's weird. White people
No,
got
I
you
think you guys are laughing at him.
Oh my god.
Y'all must be the good neighborhood.
I'll laugh at a mailman, Donna. I don't give a fuck.
Y'all have mail delivered on Sunday? You guys have mail delivered
complex now walking past you.
It's probably some kind of package that my aunt ordered, like delivery or something.
I'm like, y'all must live in a good neighborhood. The mailman working
It is a white neighborhood. I
live in Philly. They delivering shit.
Oh yeah, I know it is. Because anytime I go to get in my car and leave, somebody driving by is like, "What are you doing here?" There's no rap concert in town or basketball game.
See, that's another one that Dave Chappelle gave us. Remember, he did that act where he was like, "I can't even call the police.
Yeah,
my house is too nice.
Too nice."
Oh, he's still here.
He's still here.
He's still here. Oh, Johnson, he put up pictures of his family and things. I've seen this
Sprinkle some
before.
crack on him.